About this. Oh, there we go. I talked about this a few days ago, and I have been wanting to make this video for a bit, but I'm just going to do my makeup and give you some tips on a few different things, mostly applying foundation to oily skin or skin that has large pores. So I do have super oily skin. I've always had super oily skin, and I have learned some things over the years through smart people in Mary Kay and just tips that I've gotten from Mary Kay, the company. One first tip, honestly, I always do my hair after I do my makeup because I have bangs. So I have to keep them out of the way while I'm doing my makeup. And if I do them first and then put them up and then take them back down, it's terrible. So that's just a little tip. Okay, so the way that your makeup looks actually depends mostly on what you did last night. So, did you do your skincare regimen last night? Do you have a good regimen where you're cleansing and moisturizing and using the serums and just hydrating properly? So, if you are like me and you have oily skin, then you still got to hydrate. Hydrated and oily are not the same thing. So, your skincare regimen at night matters a lot. So, now I've already cleansed my face this morning. I've already moisturized, and it's afternoon now. I just haven't done my makeup yet. So I did my skincare hours ago, honestly. And the first makeup item that I'm going to start with today is our foundation primer. So foundation primer, I actually used to not be a fan of this because I thought it made my skin more oily, but I just wasn't using it right, to be honest. So what we're gonna do with this, and this really, you guys, feels like you're rubbing a rose petal all over your face. It's amazing. And it just helps to fill in all the pores and just any fine lines that you might have and give your face a perfect canvas for your foundation. So this is the primer, and it's really just a clear gel. And I'm working off of my camera. I have a mirror here, a small mirror, but I'm mostly working off of my camera. And so this might not be perfect, but it's going to be fine. So when you apply your primer, think about your pores like shingles. So your primer is going to go up. You want to fill those pores in with this primer. And a little bit definitely goes a long way. So that blob that I had, I just dotted it all over my face. And I'm just rubbing up to get it in the pores so we can fill those pores in. Now, some of the things that I'm going to do today, you might be surprised. I actually was a little hesitant to take some of these tips, but I've learned a lot of these tips from makeup artists and just people that work with us in the Mary Kay world, other sales directors that really know what they're doing, and they work. So I feel like I have the largest issues with my pores on my nose, right here on my cheeks, and my chin. My forehead's going to be covered by my bangs, but I have to make sure my forehead doesn't get oily, otherwise my bangs are going to look terrible. So, so primer up. And then next, now this is where it's going to get interesting. Okay, so next, I'm actually going to put translucent powder on before I do my liquid foundation. So this is just translucent powder, our translucent powder. All of these products that I'll be using are Mary Kay, obviously. Our powder brush. And when you apply your powder, if you have oily skin, instead of doing the poof, like you can pat it and you will get a lot more powder on your face. And this is going to really help just with absorbing that oil and also filling things in. So we're going to go down with the powder, by the way. We're going down, kind of like patting, but also down. And I'm especially going to make sure, I should have took a before picture so I could do an after picture. But my skin already looks so much better, and I haven't even applied foundation yet. So another thing that I personally am doing, you do not have to do this, but I am completely avoiding my under eye area because I'm going to use our under eye corrector. And the best way to use, or not our under eye corrector, our instant puffiness reducer. This is magic in a bottle. And the best way to use this is last. If you use it first and then apply all of your things, you could disturb it because it's an instant product. You don't want to disturb it after you apply it. So applying it very last is the best thing that has worked for me. So that's a tip. If you've used the instant puffiness reducer and you're trying to find a way to make it work better, use it last. And don't put any products under your eyes before you use the instant puffiness reducer. So we have done primer and then translucent powder with the powder brush. Now, again, I'm telling you some of this, you're going to be like, what in the world is going on? This is our finishing spray. This stuff is amazing. It's like hairspray for your face. Don't ever put hairspray on your face, but this is going to set everything. Why would I set it now? Because this is actually going to help give me a layer before my foundation, before my liquid foundation. So I'm going to close my eyes and my lips and go in an X and a T. So just like I would normally do. Now I need it to dry just a little bit. And let's see, need a little fan here. So once the finishing spray is dry, I'm going to take my liquid foundation. So again, this is going to be interesting. I am using our luminous liquid foundation. So we have lots of different foundations. We have CC cream, we have cream to powder, we have pressed powder, we have the silky setting, which I'm also going to use. It comes in matte wear and luminous wear. And the reason I'm using luminous, even though I have oily skin, is to be completely honest, I just like the way it feels better. I can make this matte with a powder, where the matte, I just don't like the way it wears as much as the luminous. So it's a personal preference, totally up to you how you do your liquid, but I'm using Ivory N140. That is my shade right now because I've used different shades in the past, but this one has been pretty consistent for me. I'm actually going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. That was a lot. I am not going to use all this, but this is my palette. And then I have our blending brush. So this is like if a blending sponge and a liquid foundation brush had a baby, it would be the blending brush. So with the liquid foundation, so again, we're talking oily skin and how to apply foundation to skin that has large pores or can get oily. So we are going to go down only down. We're not going to go up. We're going to go only down with this foundation. This tip alone has made the biggest difference for me whenever applying my foundation. Now, I have super red skin, so when I put this on, it looks extremely light on me, but when I blend it, it is perfect, where there's no difference between my face and my neck, because that's the goal, right? We don't want to have that, that line. Okay. So going to go all over, but only downstrokes. And this is just me getting it first layer all over. And then I can go back and see where I might need a little bit more. I love this blending brush, by the way. It has very dense bristles. You do have to clean it often, but it has very dense bristles. And it just, to me, applies this foundation so well. So I'm completely avoiding my under eye area. Let me look at my mirror instead. Oh yeah, see, this looks great. Besides the hair everywhere. And you want to go all the way to your ears. Sometimes we don't go far enough, and then there's that line there too, and it can look a little interesting. And I'm going to add a tiny bit more to my nose. I don't know if it's a broken blood vessel. It's not something skincare can fix, I don't think, but I have this red spot on my nose that I like to cover. Okay. pretty good. So now, by the way, this is our perfect palette. I love it. It can hold a lot of things. So our um, cheek colors, eye colors, these are all magnetic. So you can pick exactly what colors to put in there. One of mine is empty, as you see, it needs to be replaced. But this is environmentally friendly. You decide what goes in it. You decide what shades you have. So I have lots of my favorite eye colors, and then I have one cheek color in here. And it has a mirror. So this is just one of our palettes. We have several. So this, I think my liquid foundation I'm good with. So I have a lot left on my hand. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more on my super red cheeks, but just continue going down. The moment I swipe up, I see my pores. So up with the primer, down with the foundation. And this is how it goes. Okay, so now I am actually going to do another layer of the foundation or the setting spray, just a little bit. And then I'll show you the rest of my steps. I'm looking for something to wipe this foundation off of my hand with. I should have come prepared with like a washcloth or something, but I did not. So a piece of paper it is. All right, so now I have primer and then translucent powder and then setting spray and then liquid foundation and then setting spray again, which is still a little bit wet on my face, but it's okay. So I'm going to now take my silky setting powder. So the difference between translucent powder and silky setting powder is that silky setting powder is colored. So this is going to give me a little bit more coverage, but it's also going to set that CC cream even more. So again, with your powder brush, to get a better, for oily skin or large pores, to get a better layer of powder on your face, you're gonna pat it instead of sweeping it like we're used to. So I'll do half of my face. I'm gonna do both halves because I have stuff to do today, but I'm gonna do half and then show you, and then I'll go back and do the other half. So I don't do a whole lot around my eyes, to be honest. I'll show you what I'm gonna do to the eye area in just a minute. Did I completely skip? I think I completely missed one spot on my face with this foundation. So I'm just going to take a little bit with my finger. I just noticed it on the camera because this is what happens when you're not in the bathroom. Okay, much better. So I am just using the lid, by the way, to get the powder because you can get way too much if you try to dip it in the whole jar. Our jar is not open. It's actually got holes in it, so you tap out what you need, but I just always use the lid. It's easier. So now I have the silky setting powder on half my face and not the other half. So it does make a big difference. And I just love it because it's very light. Our powders are very finely milled, so they're not going to make you look older. They're not going to settle into creases. They don't settle into your pores. They go on literally how it sounds, silky setting powder. Okay. So now, again, totally avoiding the under eye area so that I can do that instant puffiness reducer. And no matter how you apply your powder, always end with a downstroke all over your face because we all have those little hairs that can stand up and you want, hi Jennifer, and you want to make sure you lay them down when you're done. So end with downstrokes. Okay, so now, just a quick recap. We did primer and then setting spray. Actually, no, sorry, backwards. Primer and then the translucent powder and then setting spray. And then liquid foundation. setting spray, silky setting powder. It sounds like a lot, but I don't feel anything on my face. None of this is cakey, none of it's heavy. It's not going to crack later, make me look older, and my pores are covered really well. So now I'm just gonna keep you on camera I'm gonna stay on camera while I finish my makeup. So those are the tips for your foundation. My under eye has not been done. I did not put really anything on my lids, but I'll show you what I do most days. First, this is our volumizing brow tint. This is like the easiest product we have, you guys. I didn't used to do anything with my brows. It scared me to do anything with my brows, but this is like, it's like a tiny little mascara wand, but it's volumizing brow tint. So it's colored and it gives you volume, but it's super simple. So as easy as just brushing it on your brows. So that's all you have to do. That's it. But look at the difference between this side and this side. Isn't that crazy? So it is just that easy. And then I just turn the brush to the other side because I just use the gel on that one side and do the other side. So literally, if you're like, I'm not spending a ton of time doing my makeup or my brows, this is great. And just remember too, when it comes to your eyes, your brows, your lashes, your eyes are sisters, not twins. So if you try to go back and forth and make them perfect and keep going back and forth and keep going back and forth, you're going to end up frustrated and you might take everything off and start all over. So don't do that. Just do it and be done because it looks weird until it's done. That is totally, totally normal. Okay, so here we go now. I'm going to do eye color. So today I'm going to use our liquid eye color. Honestly, I use our liquid eye color a lot. I am going to start with our Sand Dunes. This is actually a brand new limited edition liquid eye color that's matte. So the reason I'm going to use this is more like a primer. So it's pretty much the same color as me. You'll see. It's like, I couldn't use this as an eye color because it really is basically the same color as me, but it just covers up because I have like veins. You can see my veins in my lids. It just covers everything up. It's almost like a concealer, to be honest. And it helps to grab whatever else you do next, whether it's a liquid, whether it's a powder. I don't use the wand. You can totally use the wand, but I use my finger because this is pretty highly pigmented. All the colors are highly pigmented, so if you use the wand, it's going to be a lot of color. Okay, so that is the Sand Dunes. Now I'm going to do our Pink Starlight. This is actually my favorite color of the liquid eye color, which is probably why it's basically empty, but I'm going to keep using it until it is empty instead of basically empty. So again, just a little bit of this goes a long way. And honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I might need a new one, but we're going to do this today and then I'll get a new one. So the Pink Starlight is really just going to be a little bit of highlight. It's nothing dramatic. I could put it on a lot heavier to get more color, but today it's not going to be a ton of color. It's just going to be a little highlight. So let me look in my mirror. Oh yeah, this is good. And with a highlight color, you can go up as high as you want. I always finish with Blossom. I'll show you that in a minute. No matter what colors I do on my eyes. Oh yeah, this is probably the last time this one's getting used. But you got to use it till it's gone. So, and I've been using this one for months, so a little bit goes a long way. But no matter what color I use, I always end with Blossom at the top, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. Now, second favorite, this is Purple Nova. So this is a really pretty color, and I just got a little bit. And what I'm going to do is dab some on, and then I'm just going to use another finger to just kind of dab it. And the reason I don't rub is because I do have oily skin, so again, if I'm rubbing, it's gonna mix with the oils of my skin, and it could crease, and that's not what we're aiming for here, so I just always dab it on. Also, you're gonna get more pigment by dabbing it on. So, that's the Purple Nova. This liquid eye color does also come in a color called Meteor Shower, which is like a taupe, and it comes in one other color. Where's my brain? Okay, so we have purple, pink, oh yeah, light beam. So light beam is just a really neutral nude. It's kind of like the sand dunes that I just showed you, except for it is not matte, it's shimmer. So our regular line liquid eye colors are all shimmer. Okay, so now this purple, I never get it like the same on both sides. That's the thing about that whole your eyes are sisters, not twins. So Blossom, this is the color that I go through the second most. This is just a matte pink undertone powder eye color, and I always just go over the top and blend. This is our, what is this called exactly? All over eyeshadow. So blending is so important. Blending can fix pretty much anything. So then there's no like art to this. I literally just go back and forth. That's it. Okay, so now eyes, eyeshadow, done. This is our waterproof eyeliner. Fun fact, the back end comes off. This is a tiny, tiny sharpener. So if you need to get a better point on your eyeliner, just pull the back off and you have a sharpener. So I don't have a whole lot of eyeliner tips other than make sure you're using a good one, because you don't want it to run. You don't want it to end up under your eyes later throughout the day. I used to use a smudger brush. With this one, I've found if I just get it close enough to my lashes, I can put it on and be done. Now, it's not easy to talk and do it. Again, it's not going to look perfect, but every step of your makeup is going to cover the last step. So when I do my mascara, doesn't matter if this line is perfect, because you're not going to see it anyway. You're not going to see the imperfections. I do feel slightly naked without eyeliner now. So, and if you want it to be a little less defined, you can always use a smudger brush or your finger just to give yourself a little bit of a smudge. Now, my Brooklyn, she loves to do just the cat eye, which is super fun, but I am not that adventurous. The mascara that I'm doing today, this is our, oh, that's a great question. How many shadows fit in the compact? So really you could put 12 shadows in here. I have 6, 7, 8, 9 shadows and a cheek color. So you can also put our pressed powder, you can put the cream to powder in there. And usually when we have limited edition colors, they can also go in there because they're all metal and magnetic. So this is our Lash Love Panorama, however you want to say it, mascara. Love this mascara. It has one of the silicone brushes, so this is great for separation. And another reason I love this is because it has like these tiny, tiny bristles at the very top. It might be kind of hard to see, but at the very top, it has tiny bristles. So if you need to get those corner lashes, you can. So I'll do one eye and then show you the difference, because this stuff is pretty amazing. Literally every time I do my mascara, my lashes touch the top of my eye. I guess my lashes are long, which is good. Brooklyn likes to wear fake lashes. I know a lot of people do. But this is the difference between no mascara. So this is mascara and no mascara. So it makes a big difference. And it just kind of pulls everything together. So I love our mascaras because They're all water resistant. You don't want to wear waterproof mascara every day. It's not good for your lashes to wear waterproof mascara every single day, but they also don't clump. They don't make it look like you have one big eyelash. So, so you know how some mascaras you can put them on and it really does. It looks like you have one big huge eyelash because they're all stuck together. Okay, so Panorama, absolutely amazing. And what I'll do when I'm done with this, I'll put a link for Facebook. I'm recording this and I'm on Facebook Live. So this is going to go on YouTube and Facebook. And I'll make sure I put a link to every one of these products in the comments. Okay, so I only have a couple more things to do. I'm in my room, you know, normally I'd be in the bathroom. One is cheek color. So this cheek color is called, I'm pretty sure, let me make sure. Oh, this is Rogue Rose. Oh, this is not the color I thought it was, but it's what I use every day. So with your cheek color, you want to, when you smile, I know sometimes people say put it like on the apples of your cheek. That's not quite where we want it. So if we put it up here, it makes you look younger. So unless you want to look older, don't put it on the apples of your cheek. And I'm actually not using the right brush. We have a cheek brush. I left it in the bathroom, so multitasking here. So just a little bit of color. And then now I need some lips, especially if Tracy ever sees this video. So this is just, I love gloss. This is just our Beach Bronze lip gloss, our unlimited lip gloss. It is not sticky, it's super smooth. It comes in 3 finishes. So cream, which has 0 shimmer, it's just super smooth and shiny. And then shimmer, which is really shimmery. And then we also have one called pearl, which is just a subtle shimmer. It's not like dramatically shimmery, but it is shimmery. Okay, so now the very last thing. And this product literally is like magic, you guys. It's amazing. This is our instant puffiness reducer. So some tips, and I'll probably forever save this to send people who have questions about the instant puffiness reducer because there is very much a learning curve. Now, even after doing my foundation and all of my makeup and completely avoiding the under eye area, it actually still looks a lot better, but I do have pretty significant puffiness under my eyes. I know part of it's genetic. Part of it is I probably don't sleep enough and I could drink more water. But this is an instant product. This is not a replacement for a daily eye cream. If you love the instant puffiness reducer, you still want a good daily eye cream that you can use morning and night, but this is good for, let's say you're going to do an event or there's just a reason you want instant results. So YouTube and Facebook, it's literally a rice size amount. It says it on the tube, but I definitely used way too much at first. Rice size amount, and you're just going to pat it up under your eyes and leave it. You're not going to try to rub it in. You're just going to pat a layer under your eyes and leave it. And technically, you're not supposed to like smile or laugh or I think, what does it say? Oh, it doesn't even say it on the tube. It's probably on the box, but for like 10 minutes or so, you don't want to make dramatic expressions because as this dries, that's where it tightens. So now we're just patting it under the other eye and done. We're not going to do too much. We're not going to play with it too much. We're not going to mess with it. We're just going to pat it on and then we're going to go get some coffee or do whatever it is that we're doing. So that is everything. This is, it takes me longer when I'm talking. This is my quick dash out the door look. Now I'm going to go and use my straightener. So I can fix my hair. So now I'll go flat iron my hair and then I'll be ready to go. I'll put some jewelry on and I'll be ready to go tackle this day and the things that I have to do today. So, thank you for hanging out with me. This was super fun. I am so glad I did this. I've been meaning to do this for a minute. If this was helpful to you at all, definitely let me know in the comments and have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much and bye. I gotta take this off the, there we go.